What's going on, my friends? Welcome to episode 127 of the Game Podcast, where we talk everything New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia, national, and international sports. Hosted by yours truly, Grassani, Judge Turner, Cunningham, and Alex Rich. You listen to the podcast right now on Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, wherever you get your podcasts, and you can also watch the soundcast right now on YouTube. I'll shoot up us on social media at GetAGameOnFeed. With all that said, it's time to get your game on. Yo, guys, I got some news for you.
What is it?
We are short-handed today. Normally, as they say in hockey, we normally have 4 players. Well, guess what? One of our guys had to go to the penalty box. Well, not the penalty box, but one of our guys is absent. You wanna know why?
Fell asleep.
Our very own Sam Morell. We told him we're gonna do a show tonight, but he cannot make it because he fell asleep on us.
Fuck you. Yeah. You are the turkey of the week. You are our officially turkey of the week. You are
Yo. I think I have a perfect punishment for Sam. I think when he comes back, we're just gonna do nothing but say nice things about Kevin Durant. That's his punishment.
You have to say nice things about KD the whole episode.
That'll be his punishment. No, I got even better. You have to say nothing but bad things about the Pelicans. How about that?
That can kill him.
I mean, look at me. I'm tired. Like I'm tired. No, I did. I grabbed a cup of coffee.
You like coffee. You like coffee, but you don't like alcohol. How the hell does that make
Yes.
sense?
Yeah, I know. I'm weird.
Stupid son of a bitch.
Yeah. Lesson learned, kids. If you want to work in this business, just so you know, it is not illegal or immoral to have coffee late at night.
It's stupid.
Trust me, you're gonna be there'll be a couple of your nights you're gonna need some. Trust me, when you work
No,
in this business.
or if you work in media, that's the only time you should drink coffee at night.
Yes.
Coffee,
Or if you're like a coach and you're working late. Or really any job where you work late. All right. Like the guys, did you want to dive in? Want to get the show on the road?
well, let's make this a short show tonight, brother.
Yeah, so let's make it a short shit. We really do not have this is gonna be a short show because we really do not have that much to talk about. Let's just open with LB Free HC because guys, we have news from ESPN's own Jeff Passan. The New York Yankees have made Aaron Judge a new contract offer. Well, we've known for a while that the Yankees have made a contract offer, but we just received this report from Just Passing that the official terms of the deal is apparently 8 years. Is around. He said specifically around 8 years for $300 million.
Pay your man more.
Here's what I'll say: 8 years, $300 million. I think that's a really, really nice starting point. Because, Michael, in business, like you know how these negotiations work. You never, ever, ever start with your best offer. Like that's how negotiations work. You never, ever start with your best offer. Like let kiddies out there. Let me just explain like how not it's not just sports, but let's just do sports right now. Let's explain how like this works. How free agency work. How free agency works. There's two sides. There are the players who want to sign with teams for as much money as possible. And then there are the teams who want to sign players for as little money as possible. So both sides negotiate. Both sides want, as we said before, one side wants to get a lot of money, and one side doesn't want to pay a lot of money. So eventually they negotiate, and then eventually they come to an agreement. So that's what's going. That's what's going on right now. We all know that. We all know Aaron Judge is negotiating with the Yankees. He met with the Giants. Was it last week before Thanksgiving? Yeah, it was last week before Thanksgiving. We know he met with the Giants. So right now, like this just tells me that talks are ongoing. That talks are ongoing. Now, do I think Aaron Judge will sign for 8 years, $300 million? No. I don't think that he'll sign I for that. And I know you say, do I think like the 8 years, $300 million is a final offer from the Yankees? I also don't think so. Jeff Passan has said that they'd be willing to go higher. So how I view this guy's eyes is it just shows you that talks are ongoing, and it feels to me that it's only be a matter of time before we get a Judge decision. I feel like there's been reports that the winter meetings, like the winter meetings, that's where all like the big free agent signings happen, which is next week from what? Sunday to Thursday, correct?
Correct.
I think Aaron Judge will sign by then. All right. All right, Michael, do you agree with like everything I'm saying? Do you want to chime in here?
A great shit ton of money. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
He had a remarkable season. It's always used rubber. But seriously, you gotta pay him. You gotta pay him.
I agree.
He did all that work for you. He's the MVP. He was the reason why we went to the playoffs this year.
Exactly.
A 500 team. He took us to be the second best team in the whole American League.
I agree.
I think the Yankees. If I'm house line brother, I sit on the show. You see Penn. You see
Yeah.
check.
Yo,
Blank check.
here's the problem with that though. Here's the problem with like saying, oh, he has a blank check. And this is why like we in theory we love to say, oh, give Aaron Judge a blank check, but here's the thing: there are some hurdles like when it comes to that, because here's the thing, Michael. Let's just you say give Aaron Judge a blank check. Let's say like the San Francisco Giants. Let's say they offer him like $400 million for 10 years. Do you do you think the Yankees will match that? And B, should the Yankees match that?
100% match it.
Because here's the problem. Here's the problem.
Why do we do
I,
that?
I love and this. Let me just say, I love Aaron Judge, and I do want him. I do want him back. But let's just be real, guys. He's 31. He's good. He's gonna be no. He's 30 right now, and he's gonna be 31 in April. So if you sign him to a 9-year deal or a 10-year deal, like so let me rephrase that. He's 31 right now. Michael, let me ask you. We all know, like, as you get older, your playing ability starts to decline. Be honest with me right now. Best case scenario. Best case scenario. How many MVP caliber seasons does Judge have left in him?
I'd say at least 4 or 5.
I would say 4 or 5. Maybe I would say absolute best case scenario would be 6, and that would be stretching it. But realistically, four or 5. So when you get to year 7, when you get to year 8, when you get to a year 9 of that deal, and you're paying him like you're paying him $40 million a year, and you have that, and you're not getting like $40 million a year production from him, that's gonna weigh heavy on your payroll. Like that's gonna be a massive clog on pay. We saw the same thing happen with Alex Rodriguez. We all know how the Alex Rodriguez contract ended. Like for the first like couple of years, it was like they got like one of the best players of all time. They got an MVP caliber player. They got a superstar player, but eventually he started to decline. Then how did the Yankees end up having to buy him out? They had to end up buying out like the last couple of years of his contract. So that really throws a hurdle when you say, "Oh, give Aaron Judge a blank check." Like, how much? Now, here's the thing: if you do, let's say he has, let's say he has five more MVP caliber seasons with him. If you win, like, let's say a World Series or a couple World Series in that span, then yeah, it'll have been worth it. But if you sign him and you don't win the World Series, then after that you have that get payroll like hanging over you, that's gonna be rough. And I'd be more willing to discuss the notion of a blank check, like if let's if Aaron Judge was younger. And here's another thing: Aaron Judge's type of player, he relies a lot on his athleticism. Like he relies a lot on his like physical ability. He's 6'7", 282 pounds. Like he hits the ball like as hard as anyone. And that's type of stuff that as you age, that's typically what goes away first. Like there's a reason, for example, for like a perfect example. There's a reason why Brady's still this good at 45. He does not rely on his athleticism. He doesn't rely on his physical talent. Aaron Judge is the type of player that relies on his physical talent. So when you have that type of player like as 30 at 36, 37, this is the type of contract where if another team gives him like 9 or 10 years, it's the type of contract that could really become an albatross very, very soon. So again, let me explain this. I want Aaron Judge back. I want the Yankees to do everything in their power to bring him back. But if I said before, if the Yankees decide to, if another team decides to offer him something crazy, another team decides to offer him 10 years, 10 years or 9 years at three, at like I said, another team offers him like 360+ million, like that would be the one scenario where I wouldn't blame the Yankees for letting him walk. And another thing that doesn't help is that he didn't perform in the playoffs this year. Historically, like Aaron Judge hasn't necessarily been a terrible playoff performer, but let's not just forget that this past year, let's call it what it is. He choked in the playoffs. Yeah, we said before, Aaron Judge got somewhat of a pass, gets somewhat of a pass this year, because he had such an historic season, so he gets somewhat of a pass for not having a great postseason. But next year, if the Yankees decide to bring him back, and he's making close to $40 million a year, and he comes up small in the postseason, trust me, the attention will be loud. Trust me, the media will be all over him. Michael, you have the floor.
Oh, you can't yap. You know, you didn't give anyone else to talk.
You could have easily raised your hand. I would have given you the floor.
You kept interrupting the brother. So
Okay, go ahead. How this? I'll give you the floor right now to talk about Aaron Judge, and I won't talk again until you give me permission to.
put
Go ahead.
yourself on mute because I don't trust you. You know, let me
There you go.
pay him all that money. Here's the thing: he's still in the prime of his career. He's 30. He's 31. Give him if I were you, give him a 6 to 5 year, 7 year deal. That's what I believe you should do. Because you're right, Adam. You know how well he's going to perform. Because as a Yankee fan, you're the star player. We want excellence. That's our goal. We want excellence, and we hate losing. When you think about pinstripes, you think about World Series championships, world champions, 27 world champions, World Series champions. But here's the thing: we have all these great players in Yankee history that we developed. They all won World Series. Ruth, Mantle. Ruth, Garrett, Mantle, DiMaggio, Maris, Jackson, Munson, Jeter, Cone, A-Rod, Clemens, Pettit, Rivera, Posada, Soriano. We have all these Yankee players, Cactus Hunter. The list can go on. If you're the big star in New York, you have to bring us a championship. Because here's the thing, we didn't have that real deal until we had Aaron Judge. If we can't sign or get more pieces to bring around Aaron Judge, he's not going to be signing here. If I trade for Otani, that'll be your best bet. That's what I believe. That the Yankees can trade for Otani, get rid of Torres, Stanton, and get some first round picks up for Otani or Trout. That's what I believe.
I mean, I would like. Here's the thing though. Here's another thing. And here's another reason why. Other reason why why I think the notion of giving him like whatever he wants it's just unrealistic. Because here's the thing. Like if let's say I heard a report that if the Aaron Judge does decide what they may decide to go on like a 2009 type spending spree. I mean, I don't know how accurate it is, but let's say this. Let's say this, Michael. Let's say I gave you two scenarios here. Scenario one: the Yankees re-sign Aaron Judge, but they don't do any like major moves around him. Like maybe they bring back Benintendi, maybe they bring back maybe they sign some other players, maybe they make a couple trades, but nothing else major. Or I give you option two. The Yankees don't resign Aaron Judge, but they let's say even they sign Trea Turner. Or like even though I don't like him, they sign Carlos Correa and they make a trade for Otani. Which scenario would you prefer?
Adam, Otani is one of my favorite players to watch.
You gotta go with two here. You gotta go with two here. Now, here's the thing. In a perfect world, Michael, the Yankees should be able to get both. In a perfect world, like they should be able to get both. I mean, they're the Yankees. If if the Yankees wanted to get both, they could afford both. They're the like I wouldn't say the only team in baseball, but they're like one of the few teams in base. Like they could literally outspend anybody. Like there's no team in baseball, like not even the Mets or Steve Cohen. There's no team in baseball that can outspend the Yankees. Ideally they could get both, but let's be honest. Like if you're paying Aaron Judge like $360 million, if you're paying Aaron Judge $360 million, let's just face it, that's just not realistic. We all know how Steinbrenner operates. Like he operates for lack of a better word, like under a budget. Look, we all know that we all know that. So if they lose Aaron Judge, but then they make up for it by making a couple of splashes free agency, again, I would personally love the Yankees to move. I personally love for the Yankees to somehow come out of the offseason with Aaron Judge, Trea Turner, and Shohei Ohtani. But let's be honest, Michael. I have a better chance of losing my virginity than that happening.
100%. We were honest about it.
All right, but that's fine. But yeah, that's right. I'm gonna give you I'm gonna put you all on the spot here. So because everyone's saying like Aaron Judge is gonna sign at the winter meetings, I'm gonna put you all on the spot here. Next episode, so that'll be up. Our next episode will be up Monday, December 5th. Not this one, not this one. Next one, episode 120, will be up Monday, December 5th. Are we talking about Aaron Judge signing with the team?
No, I say January.
I won't say next episode. I'll say the episode after that one. Not next episode, but the episode after that one. I think that's what I'll sign because December 8th, that's the end of the winter meet. December 9th, the winter meetings will be over, and everyone says he's gonna sign at the winter meetings. I think by our December 9th episode 129, assuming nothing happens with our schedule, that's when we'll see Aaron Judge sign. But except for I do think he's gonna. I still do think he's gonna sign with the Yankees. Like I still believe that because I personally believe that this is all just negotiate. And I do think Aaron Judge like is because there's just a report. There's some of these reports coming out like that ever since like the $300 million offer got leaked but leaked apparently there's been a report that the Yankees and Judge that the Giants have 50-50 shot for Aaron Judge. And apparently Aaron Judge like changed his bio on Instagram and no longer says New York. Like what I personally think like now this could be me being an optimist Yankee fan here. This could be me being a Yankee boy. I think that's just Judge trying to get some leverage because he wants. I do well the Yankees offer is fair. I do definitely think he wants more, and I think he's just doing this to try to get more. But here's the dangerous game the Yankees are playing. Here's the dangerous game the Yankees are playing, and this will be my final point because I've been spending a bit too much time on this, but I don't care. I love talking. I really have so many thoughts on this, but this will be our last point. If you're the Yankees, if you're the Yankees, you have to decide how much farther are we willing to go without any outside competition because that's the only offer I was thinking right now. Like 8 years, $300 million. That's the only offer we know of. Like we don't know what the Giants offered, and we don't know what other teams offer. Let's say that is right now their best offer. Let's say that's right now like the best offer, and like Aaron Judge throughout the means does not get any better offers than that. Why should the Yankees increase their offer? Why? It makes no sense. Like like what? Like no one else is like paying you more than that. Why should we pay you more than like that? It makes no sense. The only reason you can think of is maybe like you do that to maybe risk to avoid the risk of like another team like not butting in. But I say the only way, guys, that I would increase the offer even a little bit is if I know for sure that'll sign. Like for example, if Aaron Judge let's say if the word means like he doesn't get any better offers than that. If Aaron Judge comes back to the Yankees right now, let me put you on the spot. If Aaron Judge doesn't let's say he doesn't get any like better offers from like the Giants or whatever teams, and he comes back to Hal Steinbrenner and says like I want 8 years, $320 million. If you don't give it to me, like I'm just gonna like wait it out until another team like makes you a better offer. If you're Yankees, do you bite the bullet and wait and see if you can get at them a bit cheaper, or you just bite and just give them the extra 200 $20 million? Personally, what I would do, I would just bite the bull. I would just bite the bull. Now, if Aaron Judge asks for like $340 or something way above what they initially offered, then yeah, I can understand the Yankees standing pat. Then I would understand the Yankees pat. But if it's just like a slight increase, if he just asks for like just if he doesn't ask for any like an astronomical amount more, then I would just give it to him because you cannot risk like the thing that you don't want to risk is let's say Aaron Judge was willing to sign for 320 and then Yankees don't sign him and out of nowhere another team swoops in and like offers him like 340 and stuff like that. Like that's the type of risk like if you're Yankees you want to try to avoid. But I don't know, guys. It's a big game of chicken going right now. This is why MLB Free Agency is so interesting. It's really gonna be interesting to see and stressful, if I'm sure for us both, of how this all plays out. Michael, be honest. Are you stressed about Aaron Judge?
It is what it is.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know why. I'm not as stressed as I thought I would be. I don't know. Maybe that's because I'm feeling confident that he's gonna come back, but I'm not as stressed as I thought it would be. And I mean, Alex, did you want to chime in on Aaron Judge a little here? I mean, we are going to get to your Phillies a little on before we go to the hot very soon. But did you have any thoughts on Aaron Judge and his free agency?
He goes to Philly, we cut you.
Um, as of now, I'm not really positive where he'll end up. Um, I don't see him leaving the Yankees. I see him staying with them unless something really uh breaks out in the front office. But I just feel like he's a Yankee, and I'm not sure that any other team would be a great fit for him.
Yeah, because that's the thing. We all mentioned that Aaron Judge wants to win. If it like that's what he wants to. The Aaron Judge, he said for like that's one of the things he wants to do. He wants to win. What team other than the Yankees would give him a better shot to win? Like the only team that I could see would be the Dodgers. That's the only team I could see.
How about Padres?
I mean, maybe the Padres, but they already have so much money locked into Tatis. They're eventually gonna have to pay Soto, and they have to have a child. Do they want to add like another big time contract to that? Do they want to add another big time contract to that?
Or Seattle?
Seattle Seattle could be I think could be a sleeper team. Seattle I think could be a sleeper team because they're on the West Coast. No, everyone makes a big deal about Aaron Judge going out to West Coast. Like I'm not sure how much. I'm not sure if I believe how much stock I put in that, but everyone makes a big deal out of that. They have a lot of young talent. They got Luis Castillo. They got Rodriguez. I forget what's his first name again.
Uh, Julio Rodriguez?
J Rod. Stupid me, but they got a little talent. So CL, I could see being like a sleeper team, but I still just think it's gonna come down to the Giants and Yankees. I do think in the end he will be a Yankee. Again, I could be wrong. Again, I could be wrong. I wouldn't necessarily be shocked if I'm wrong. Like we've seen stranger things happen. But yeah, that's where I stand right now. Before we get to the hot take, we do have some Phillies news, Alex. Michael, you're not gonna like this. Apparently, it is being reported that the Philadelphia Phillies are the frontrunners to land Trea Turner. So, Alex, I'm gonna give you the floor here. What are your thoughts on this?
I'll just go Trey.
Um, I'm really enjoying this move. I
It's
feel
not
like
done
he's
yet.
been
It's not done yet, though. So don't
no,
jinx it.
I know. I mean, I like the way they are going to pursue, to trying to pursue Trey Turner. Um, I'm not sure how much they will give up, but he's definitely going to be a desperate asset to this offense, and I'm really hoping that they get a deal done very soon. But I'm just keeping my fingers crossed and hoping for a Jeff Passan tweet saying he's been traded to Philadelphia.
Oh, he's signed with Philadelphia.
Yeah, signed with Philly.
Yeah, I think I said before, I think Trey Turner to the Phillies makes so much sense. We've heard reports that he wants to be on the East Coast. He's played with Bryce Harper for a week, so they you'd assume at least that they have some sort of connection. The Phillies desperately need some help defensively, and Trey Turner is like a great defender. They really could use help who's on their band in that middle infield. Like I think Trey Turner to the Phillies makes all the sense in the world. The only way I could see him not join the Phillies is if the Yankees if it is we just mentioned before if the Yankees with Aaron Judge. Like if the Yankees miss out on Aaron Judge, like do they pursue Trey Turner as a fallback option? That would be the one scenario where I could see that where I could see like the another team potentially stealing swooping and stealing Trey Turner. But I do agree. Right now, I do think the Phillies are the front runners.
Hmm.
Yeah, but yeah. What other moves do you think that do you think? Have you been hearing anything in regards to other moves with the Phillies, Alex, that you want to get out right now?
Um, I've just been hearing the Trea Turner news and nothing else.
Yeah. Well, but I definitely think you guys are definitely gonna make at least one type of big splash this offseason. Because you
Hmm.
guys just make it to the World Series, and I don't think they're gonna just stand pat and just say, hey, we're just gonna let the Mets and the Braves, like pass us in the division. No, I think they're gonna make a big splash. I think we're really gonna try to compete to try to become real contenders in the National League for years to come.
I got a slight feeling the signing might come through a couple days after New Year's.
Yeah, I think once Aaron Judge signs, I think the shortstops will be the next dominoes to fall. I think
Probably like,
after that we'll probably hear news on Trea Turner. We'll probably hear news on Carlos Correa.
yeah.
We'll probably yeah Xander Bogaerts. Yeah. Oh yeah, Michael. Can I grant for a second? Here's some more news. Michael, you're not gonna like this.
Red brother.
Did you hear about the Astros news? They signed first baseman Jose Abreu.
Fuck my life.
So yeah, that's the thing. Like if that's always the thing. Like the Yankees, they can bring back Aaron Judge all they want. I want them to bring back Aaron Judge, but that better not be like the only move of significance they make. Because right now the Phillies, like the Astros, they're loaded for bear. That they just won the World Series, yet they're still adding to their roster. Like if you think just adding Judge is gonna and that's gonna put you over the top, then the Yankees, they have a wake. They have that's not a wake up call. They're gonna have a wake up call. They're gonna be in for a rude awakening. Oh yeah, what was that race trade you wanted to mention earlier, Alex?
Oh, Zach Eflin.
Zach Eflin. I'm not really too familiar with them.
He signed a three a 3 year contract worth 40 million. The deal is pending a physical and is the largest contract in race history, topping the 5 year, 35 million contract that pitcher Wilson Alvarez
Yeah,
received before the team's inaugural
yeah.
1998 season.
I mean, that's the largest contract. Didn't they give out a monster contract last offseason to their shortstop though?
Um, I'm not sure.
Yeah, yeah. That's the thing. Wander Franco received a monster contract, so
And also to mention, Zach Eflin had e- ERA of 4.04, striking out 65 in 75 two-third innings.
okay, I mean those numbers aren't impressive, but here's the thing though, they're the Rays, you know when they sign a guy like that, you know that they see something in him that other teams don't see.
Hmm.
Now, okay, now maybe like other roles that he turns out to be a bust, but I don't think so. I think we're gonna be hearing more from this guy. Like, I as the Yankees fan, I have a hard feeling he's gonna give us a rough time. I have a bad feeling about that.
I mean, he definitely developed into a better pitcher throughout the playoffs this past season,
Yeah,
and there's no question that he's got the mechanics to handle himself, and I think Tampa Bay sees that in him, and that's why they got him.
yeah. I actually 100% agree with you. All right. But before we get to the hot take, we forgot to do this segment last episode. I'm so sorry, Alex. The 2022 World Cup. Alex, it's time for you. Actually, apologize, we've got a segment for us, so you're gonna have to double up this episode. Talk about the 2022 World Cup. A big, big win for the United States over Iran the other day.
Yeah, definitely a big win. Christian Pulisic scored at the 38th minute, and apparently he got injured.
Yeah, I saw
Um,
that.
I th I think it was his leg or something.
Yeah.
I think he fractured something, but he seems to be good to go for Saturday's match.
Yeah, did you see what he posted on Instagram?
Yeah.
Michael, did you see what he posted on Instagram? The soccer player? He's like, "Don't worry, guys, I'll be back Saturday." I mean,
um,
he isn't he like he's like their team captain, right? He's their star player.
yeah. What's amazing to me is that um, Japan knocked out Germany.
Yeah, I heard about that. Didn't Mexico get knocked out too?
Mexico, um, I think so.
Yeah, yeah. I heard they suffered like a brutal loss.
Let me see. Me Mexico. Oh, Mexico beat Saudi Arabia.
They won. Okay, yeah. I remember
Yeah.
hearing they lost. My mistake.
So, t tomorrow, South Korea plays Portugal. Um, the next game I'm about to mention is a big time game for USA to watch out for, which is Ghana against Uruguay at 10 a.m. And there's two other matchups later in the afternoon: Brazil against Cameroon and Serbia against Switzerland. And the round of 16 gets underway on Saturday with the USA going up against the Netherlands and Argentina against Australia on Saturday at 2 p.m. And uh, a very interesting matchup next Monday should be Japan against Croatia. Um, I'm I'm very interested to see how Japan plays against them and see if they can knock out Croatia. Um, and Spain plays next Tuesday against Morocco.
Gotcha. Oh yeah. Also, the USA plays Netherlands, right?
Yes.
If you want, you can preview that matchup for us.
So I'm not sure which player on the
Michael, we
Nether
promise this to be the last one. Then we'll move on.
I'm not sure who's the best on the Netherlands, but I feel like it's going to be a very even matchup, and the game-winning goal is going to come down to the 80th or 90th minute. Um, and I think Christian Pulisic is going to have an amazing performance. I feel like the injury he suffered last game is going to motivate him to play faster and have that mentality of helping USA advance. And I think USA wins by one goal. 3-2 is my prediction. Um, I just think that USA is going to handle themselves nicely. But it's going to be a tough matchup. But I I got USA over the Netherlands.
Okay. All right. Yeah, but team right now, the right now the Netherlands is like the favorite, but it's not by much. Netherlands is currently -230. USA's +182. So Netherlands are the favorite, but I don't know with the run this like USA team has been on. It would not shock me if they pulled off the upset. I could definitely see them winning it.
I mean,
I may make a pick later on. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge.
I think you just gotta watch them and go 0-0 into halftime, and then USA somehow sparks into a 1-0 lead after halftime, which is which I want to happen. But a first half goal won't kill them, and I would be really glad for them if they get it. But I just hope that it's not scoreless headed to halftime and having to stress out 20 minutes of waiting and seeing if they can get it done or not.
All right. Bucks, thank you for your for your latest segment on the 2020 World Cup. We're looking forward to this right now. Guys, it's just been so amazing like that we're having the World Cup like during the holidays.
Yeah.
Isn't it nice? Isn't it unique? Normally the World Cup's like in like it's like June, it's hot out, but right now we got during Christmas time. It's amazing.
Hmm.
Go ahead, Michael.
So USA for life.
All right, guys, you know what time it is? It's time right now for the hot take of the episode. Sam's not here, but he had a really bullshit hot take, and guess what happens, guys? We all know when Sam does a bullshit hot take, it gets approved. So that's exactly what happened there. So Sam's gone, which means Sam's not on this episode, so we can't go, but he doesn't have to go anyway because he just went. So it's not gonna affect us. It's either gonna be me, Michael, or Alex. All right, guys, you guys ready to go? All
Yep.
right, guys, give me a second here. There we go. Please load. Please load for me. Thank you. All right, guys, wheel is spinning. It's not spinning yet. Okay, here we go. Here we go. No, no, guys, we are having technical issues right now with the wheel. God damn it! All right, there, there we go. No, I said uncheck. I don't want the ad. Okay, there we go. All right, guys, wheel is spinning starting now. The hot take for episode 127 will be done by I'm up. I am up.
Before you start, Big Mike is not on.
Big Mike's not on, really? Okay. Does that mean I have to wait for him to get back before I do my wonderful hot take?
uh, it's on you.
I'll wait for him. I'll wait for him to get back. 'Cause, guys, not Sam's not here. Not Sam's not here. I think I have a pretty decent chance of getting this one approved, since I don't have to listen to. Since I know Sam's like a bullshit. Like won't get my own. I still have Michael's bullshit to deal with, but still, I get one of the two people who are clearly like conspiracizing against me to, to I get one of the two out of here. So it does make things like it makes you feel more confident. That's all I'm gonna say. It makes you feel more confident. All right. I've been really think. All right, so there's only two. All right, so there's only two people here, but Sam's missing. So my God, I want to extend an agreement to you. I want to extend an agreement to you and Alex. Like, if this ends in a tie, we get to ask Sam like a next episode, or I could just text him and then his vote will be a tiebreaker. Do you agree to that, Alex?
Agree.
Okay. All right, we just gotta wait for Mike to get back. All right, so all right. Oh, Alex agreed to the deal. Michael, you agreed to the deal, right?
Yeah, just go. Just say your
All right,
hot take.
here we go. Here is my hot take. My hot take is that Kevin Durant is a vastly superior basketball player to Kobe Bryant.
What?
Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
This approved in a heartbeat. You
I'm just
they
kidding.
hold
I'm just kidding.
bro.
I'm just kidding.
They
I'm
hold
just
bubble
kidding.
clap. You bubble clap, boy. Your bum. You about to start making me piss.
Okay. Don't worry. It's not even basketball. It's not even basketball right. All right, here's my real hot take. Here's my real hot take.
Adam.
It's something it's something that that I actually talked about previously on the show, so I'm kind of recycling this, but
No recycles. You got no recycles.
I'm kind of recycling. I'm kind of recycling because we were talking about previously on the show,
It's a
but
hockey hockey.
I'm gonna do it anyway. Here's my hot take, guys. If another team offers Aaron Judge over like way over like over 360 million dollars, they should let him walk. That's my
No,
hot take.
Ray said it already. That's a bad hot take. That's not even a hot take. That's a debate.
But and let me explain. Let me explain. Let me explain. Let me explain, Michael. Let
I'll
me
be watching
explain.
TV while you do your hot take, and then I'll come back.
All right, gotcha. Hey, all right, let me explain my hot take.
Where's yours, buddy?
Uh, uh, all right, so here's the thing. I said for I love Aaron Judge. Like I said for I do want him to be a Yankee for life. Like I love Aaron Judge, but at the end of the day, he's just one player. Like he is just like one player. Like as much as I love Aaron Judge, I'm sorry, I love the New York Yankees more. I want what's best for New York Yankees organization. So if you pay Aaron Judge like all that much money for that many years, we all know how many of these contracts like end up working out long term. How many of these deals for 30-plus-year-olds? How many of these 9-10 year deals years for 30-plus-year-olds work out? Basically none. Basically none. And when we take account Judge's frame, like how he relies so much on his physical talent, how he relies so much on his athleticism. When you take all those things into when you take all those things into account, when you take all those things into account, like signing Aaron Judge that long term, that would be a extremely big risk. You are basically banking on okay, in the first 5+ years, like we're gonna win at least one World Series. You're basically banking on that. And if you don't, then you're staring. Then you are going to be staring at probably, in my opinion, one of the worst contracts. One of the most like for Aaron Judge, it'll be a fantastic contract. Don't be wrong, but you will be staring at one of the most unfriendly team contracts in MLB history. That's point number one. Point number two is I also brought this up earlier. Would you I said four. Would you if it's not just Shohei Ohtani, it's not just Shohei Ohtani. Like let's say they don't want they don't want to trade Shohei Ohtani, but let's just take that out there again. If the Yankees don't give Aaron Judge all that money, they could easily pivot and shine a guy like Trea Turner, who's very contact oriented. We always complain. Yankee fans always complain so much. Oh, they're too reliant on home runs or something. Well, Trea Turner is a high contact bat. He has some pop to his game. He's great defensively. Do you all know the Yankees desperately need some up in that middle infield? Trea Turner finds all that. He's got speed. He's a guy the Yankees could pivot to. Then they could use that money to then all of a sudden, like if you sign Trea Turner, you could then like use some of those assets and make a trade. Like maybe you have to show your time, but maybe you got like Brian Reynolds. Brian Levels, you heard of him like from the Pirates. He's a stud center fielder, and then you could trade for him, and you'll have him for under 3 years of control, and you could give him some of the money that you would have ended up paying Judge for. Now again, in a perfect world, would I love the Yankees to just go all crazy and sign off and like do everything? Like yes, but let's be honest, like that's a fantasy world. We live in the real world. That's just not gonna happen. So if I had a choice between like paying Aaron Judge so much money, like way overpaying for him, or like some of the other options, then I think what I'm saying is basically I think the Yankees would have better options than way overpaying for Aaron Judge. Now, I do think priority number one is keeping him. I do think plan A should be keeping him, but if the bidding price gets too crazy, if the bidding price gets too crazy, I could definitely see a world where letting Aaron Judge go would be like would be for the best would be for the best for the Yankees. I could easily see that world. All right, I'll take any of your questions, and then that'll be the end of my hot take. Do you guys have any questions for me?
No.
Okay, Micah, do you have any questions for me? All right, do you have any questions? All right, so that's the end of my hot take.
Alex, you go first.
You go first.
I approve.
All right, I got at least one.
No,
Go ahead, Michael.
So every time I used to give you a hot take every episode.
Yeah.
Say, I approve.
Wow. Wow. I honestly thought you were going to disapprove, Michael. I'm shocked. I'm pleasantly surprised.
You made good points.
Yeah. Yeah. Should I text Sam right now and I feel like next episode, like, should I text Sam right now and then tell him what he would have for I won't tell him that his vote actually doesn't matter. Do you want me to do that? Text him what my hot take was. All right.
Yeah.
All right, but that's all. That's all for my hot take. That's all for my hot take. So we got about half an hour left. We got about a half hour left, guys. Before we really have to start wrapping up. So let's just squeeze in some NBA talk here. Don't you guys? You want to squeeze in some NBA talk? Mike, you want to squeeze in some NBA talk? Alex, you want to squeeze in some NBA talk?
Sure.
All right, but guys, Michael, Alex, I want to ask you. I have a point to make here. I have a conspiracy theory. I think Kevin Durant listens to this podcast.
Huh?
I think Kevin Durant listens to this podcast.
Are you nuts? That's the dumbest theory you ever had.
Wanna know why?
Why?
Because last episode, like y'all were literally slandering Kevin Durant. You were literally slandering him. You guys said that LeBron James is better than him right now. And you said, oh, the Lakers were finished with a better record than the Nets. Y'all were slandering him. And what does Kevin Durant do? The very next two games, he jumps 45 and 39. He goes out there and lights it up. Guys, I really think Kevin Durant listens to those two episodes. I was like, all right, bet. Do you think it's just pure coincidence that right after you guys like talk trash to him that he goes off? It feels like every single time you guys diss him, he just goes off. So you know what, Michael? From now on, I'm not gonna complain whenever you guys say blasphemous stuff about Kevin Durant, because you know what? If it makes him perform at MVP level and that helps next win, go ahead, have fun. Go ahead.
I think he's gonna win the MVP award. He's overrated. He's trash. He's crazy. And Jason Tatum is better than Kevin Durant. Thank you very much.
Kevin Durant, are you listening to this? Michael, Kevin Durant may be hearing you. You may be feeling his motivation. Imagine if he's actually listening to this right now. Say, okay, I'm not bad. Oh, you think I'm not better? Just saying, I'm like, all right. He randomly goes out there and drops 50 tomorrow.
Do you believe in that?
Nope.
Thank you. Adam, you have officially lost your rockers, taking that an NBA superstar that plays the Brooklyn Nets watches our podcast. You think Kevin Durant will watch us?
Do I think Kevin Durant will watch? I don't know. I don't know. I can't say for certain that he listens. I can't say for certain that he listens, but I don't know. I find it fascinating. That's all I'm gonna say is I find it fascinating. That's all I'm gonna say.
Adam, you're a poopy head.
I'm a poopy head.
Adam, the other girl you brought the problem was Helen Keller.
All right. All right, but getting back to the Nets right now, they they won three in a row. I heard a take. You guys know how much I love the Michael K show. I mean, we talk about them all the time on this podcast. I always say the episode. Did you hear what a take Michael K had recently? Did you hear this take he had? He
What
said
was it?
he thinks the Nets are going to finish as a top 4 seed in the East.
I don't know about that.
Yeah. Here's what I'll say. And you know what, guys? I don't disagree. Now, can I say for certain the Nets are going to finish as the top 4 seed in the East? No, with how bad of a start they've gotten off to, I can't say that for certain. I'd be foolish to say that. I mean, hey, it was just the other day I was complaining about. I basically said, hey, I think this team's like nothing more than average. I literally said that the other day. It would be foolhardy of me for to all of a sudden like flip the switch and change my mind about that. But you gotta regret they've won three in a row. Or they've won three in a row. Granted they haven't faced this best competition. I mean the Magic stink. But the Wizards aren't a bad team. Wizards aren't a bad team. We all know and we all know like how good the Trailblazers have been. Granted, they've been struggling recently, but we all know how the hot start the Trailblazers how hot of a start the Trailblazers like got off to this year. So right now you see the side build sort of Kevin Durant looks phenomenal. He shows you why so many people speak highly of him. Like when you say here's the thing, Michael. When you and Sam say oh people overrate Kevin Durant, there's a reason why you some people rate him as high as he does because he is a singular talent. He is a there you cannot count like if we're talking purely if we're talking offensive players, if we're talking offensive players, like if we're talking scores, you cannot count on one hand and the amount of scores or is all that are better than Kevin Durant all time. He is special, yo. He's literally he's a 6'11". He's 6'11" that has guard like handles at deadly 3-point shot. Like he can score wherever he wants to. He can score inside. He can drive to the basket. He can hit threes. What what thing like what shot can't this dude make? What this man can't do on a basketball court? Kevin Durant is a single talent. The only thing that's missing from his resume is him winning a ring as the quote unquote bus driver. That's the only thing missing from his resume. That's it.
Adam, he's in the back of the bus. That's how bad he is. Adam.
How is he in the back of the bus? How is he in the back of the bus?
going to the Warriors. It's like
I'm
having a
not
second
talking. I'm not talking about the Warriors. I'm not talking about the Warriors.
finish. I didn't interrupt you.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Here's the thing. He's probably one of the top five greatest scorers in NBA history.
Yeah.
But however, you can't win in OKC. And you went to the finals against LeBron that year. You guys were a highly favorite team to win that year. You still lost. Okay. Bruce Harden. Let me ask you a question. 2016.
Yeah. Yeah.
Up in that series before the Warriors won that series. Who won? Who's up?
They were up 3-1.
So,
and they blew the lead. And they blew the lead.
If he can't, and then what does he do after that? He goes to the Warriors, wins 2 championships.
Yeah, he wins 2 chips. He wins 2 championships. Could have won a third if he didn't get hurt. Could have won a third if he didn't get hurt.
He was on a team that won a championship before that.
I don't disagree. You guys heard me. I wasn't a fan of him going to Golden State. I wasn't a fan of that move.
He goes to Brooklyn, right?
Yeah, he goes to Brooklyn.
Yeah. Oh, Curry, they need me to win a championship. They need me. Okay. What happened last year? Who won the NBA Finals last year?
The Warriors. The Warriors.
Okay. Curry proved that he doesn't need Durant to win a championship.
Yeah, Curry proved that, and that's credit to Steph. You know how big of a Steph Curry fan I am. You guys know that.
Does it win a championship in Brooklyn?
I said you heard me say like the only thing that's missing from Kevin Durant's resume is a championship outside Golden State. That's the only thing he's missing. That's the only thing he's missing. Other than that, what does his resume? He's won MVP before. He's made the All NBA team. He's like made so many All Star teams. We all know he's gonna be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Like the only thing that's really holding him back from truly being like among the all time greats is a championship outside of Golden State. That's the only thing that's missing from his resume.
2013, 2014, he played great, but he choked in the playoffs that year.
I don't know if I can give you that year. The only 2 years I'll give you where he choked was in 2016 when he blew through a lead, and this past one against the Celtics.
He choked in the final, and then when he won the NBA 2013, 2014. The only reason why they played great because Ibaka stepped up. So if I was Kevin Durant, I'll give Serge Ibaka the MVP award since he was the one that kept them in the series.
Yeah.
Adam, I know quiet boy Alex is jerking off watching the point over there.
Let him do whatever. All right. Yeah.
I gotta give Patrick for Alex.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But seriously, when you look right now, when you look at this Nets team, I've had my doubts about them. I've had my doubts about them. Michael, let me finish. Let me finish about this, and then I'll let you go. And then I'll let you go off about whatever. Let me just finish about the Nets. But right now they've won 3 in a row. They're building momentum. Kevin Durant looks like an MVP caliber player. I mean, Kyrie hasn't looked great, but hope. The only thing I'm worried about Kyrie Irving is him doing something else stupid and then getting excited for doing something else stupid. That's my main concern with Kyrie. We all know how good Kyrie Irving is when he's on the court. Ben Simmons is actually starting to look pretty better. So what's the record right now with their new head coach Jacques Vaughn? Let me check. What's their record? I'm pretty sure they have a record well above 500. So I've had my doubts about this team before, and am I completely ready to jump back on that ship and say that I was definitely wrong on them? No, because we see what happens with average teams. They tease you. They tease you. Right now I'm praising this for all we know. They're playing. Let's look at their next couple of games. Raptors, Celtics, Hornets, Hawks, Pacers, Wizards, Raptors again. For all we know, they could lose like 6. They could lose like whatever 5 in the next 6 or whatever or whatever. They could lose like 3 in a row, and then all of a sudden I'm back to being pessimistic about this team again. But if they could go on a winning streak right now, if they could go on a winning streak and really start building momentum, then hey, maybe this team could prove me wrong. I don't know. Maybe this team could prove me wrong and make a late season push and real ish. All right, but Michael, I mean, did you have any thoughts on the next you want to chime in?
That Kevin Durant isn't that good. Dude,
Kevin Durant is an MVP, but continue. Kevin Durant is an MVP caliber player, but continue.
first of all, I can name 5 players that think above him right now. Luka, Tatum.
I can't give you Tatum. Bullshit.
What? Tatum they have the best record in the whole NBA.
Yeah, who does Tatum have? Who does Tatum have on his team? He has Mark Smart. He has Jaylen Brown. Who has the best supporting cast, Tatum or Kevin Durant?
First of all, you have Kyrie Irving, who's probably the best gifted NBA player of all time.
His second best player is misses games half the time for doing stupid shit. What? Are you kidding me?
You have Ben Simmons, who's probably the best playmaker in the NBA right now.
A best playmaker in the NBA? Okay, you're capping. I like Ben Simmons as a playmaker, but best playmaker in the league, you're capping.
Tatum won't win MVP this year. Yeah, okay.
Tatum's not going to win MVP this year. Alex, I promise you that.
If he keeps playing like this, you think Tatum will win the MVP award?
Possibly.
Thank you.
Maybe it'll be a finalist, but the only player that I could see winning MVP over Kevin Durant right now is Luka. That's it. Maybe Steph if he keeps this up. Maybe Steph. Michael, just admit you hate Kevin Durant. Move on. Michael, just admit you hate Kevin Durant. Move on.
If they get into a good record, Tatum has the best record, bro. He's averaging 32 a game. 30. 7 points and 5 rebounds.
Yeah, Tatum's a beast. Right now, I would take Kevin Durant over him. Maybe a couple years now as Kevin Durant gets older, maybe then I'll change my mind. Right now, I'm taking Kevin Durant. Right now.
You're stuck in an OD right now.
All right. Okay. All right, Michael. Well, here's the thing. At least I have something to do that on, Michael, because I tell you something right now, Michael. You are certainly not doing that for your Knicks.
Okay, first of all,
you have now lost, was it 3 of the last 4? You lost. I mean, to be fair, you have played some good competition. I mean, the Trailblazers are no joke. I mean, the Grizzlies, even though the Grizzlies are no joke, even though we've taken a bit of a step back this year, but still, they're no joke. The Bucks are no joke, but still, I mean, you have 3 of the last 4 and 5. What was it? Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You guys have lost 5 of your last 7 games. So, Michael, discuss.
I just want to look at Jason Tatum's averages had 49 points last night. Let's look at KD's points. It really pissing me off. The Kevin Durant
Michael's just deflecting to me about Kevin Durant just there because he knows his Knicks are mid AF. He knows his Knicks aren't gonna be anything better than maybe a playing team.
Everybody knows I cannot stand this. Okay, let's look at KD. KD averaged 39. Tatum averaged 49. So here's the thing.
Wait, when Tatum dropped 45?
His last game, brother.
Oh, okay. His last game dropped 45. Okay, good. Good for Tatum. Good for Tatum.
Shut up. You don't know basketball. Please stop talking.
I'll tell you this. I know more. I tell you this. I may not know more basketball. You always said like you know more basketball than me, but some of your takes maybe making you reconsider that.
Not knowing anything about basketball.
I know a good fair share about basketball. Thank you very much. I'll tell you one thing I know. I'll tell you one thing I know.
What?
Your Knicks are mid.
Your Nets can't win a championship, so kiss my ass.
Neither can the Knicks. Nets at least have a shot at making a championship, winning a championship. You guys have no shot. I have a better chance of losing my virginity than the Knicks winning a championship.
That's the Knicks. You're gonna be a bridge to the age of 8.
I have a
Oh, very well. Good luck with that.
All right, so are you not gonna talk about your Knicks? Are you not gonna talk about your Knicks, Michael? Because you're that embarrassed by them. All right, but I mean, the Knicks right now. I said for. I think they're right now. They're not a terrible team. Don't get me wrong. They're not a terrible team, but I think they're just an app. I said for like when I said Nets are average team. Nets are average team. I think the Knicks are definitely an average team because here's the one problem I have with the Knicks going forward, Michael. Where is their star player? They got a lot of good players. They got a lot of nice players. Julius Randle's a nice player. Jalen Brunson's a nice player. RJ Barrett's a nice player. Where's their star? Like you need like a. I mean, in most sports, like you need some sort of star power to win a championship, but especially the NBA, you need star players if you're going to compete. You need star players if you're going to compete. And the Knicks just don't have that. They just do not. They just do not have that star to take it to the next level. And that's my big. That's my big thing going forward is when and how are the Knicks going to get that star player? Maybe they make a trade. Maybe they make a trade. But hey, they weren't willing to give up they weren't willing to give up RJ Barrett for Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell could have become that star player that the Knicks desperately need. Donovan Mitchell could have been that guy, but the Knicks wanted to hold on to RJ Barrett. Well, I would at the time. I'll be honest. At the time, I understood the Knicks like holding pat onto RJ Barrett. I understood like them not wanting to deal RJ Barrett for Donovan Mitchell. But right now, you're telling me right now the Knicks wouldn't be better with with Donovan Mitchell replacing RJ Barrett and maybe a couple other players on the roster. You're telling me the Knicks would have been better, like would not have been better right now if they had they made that Donovan Mitchell trade. Because we also like I like RJ Barrett, Michael. Best case scenario. Let me ask you this, Michael. Best case scenario. RJ Barrett is the what best player on a championship team? Best case scenario.
Did I
I
stutter?
can't. I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
First or second option?
No, he's not.
Yes.
At best, I'll give you third. At best, I'll give you third.
Kiss my ass.
Like that. That's at. I mean, I know he's young. He still's got time to develop, but right now, I cannot see RJ Barrett being anything more than a third best player on a championship team. Uh, right now. Like maybe, this is extreme. Maybe second, but even that I think is really stretching it. So let me ask you this, Michael. Let me ask you this, Michael. Best case now, Donovan Mitchell is the what best player on a championship team? I think ideally you'd like to have Donovan Mitchell as a two, but let's be honest, Michael. Let's be honest. Like, would shock me to see Donovan Mitchell as the best player on the championship team. It wouldn't shock me, especially with how good he's been this season. It would not shock me to see Donovan Mitchell one day be the best player on a championship team. I think stranger things have happened. So not making that trade, like, look, I understood at the time, but I think looking back on it right now, not making that trade for Donovan Mitchell, I really think like that may end up being something that the Knicks would like to have back. All right, Michael, this is your last chance. Do you have any thoughts on the Knicks that you want to just get out right now? Going once.
Move on, retard.
All right, all right. We're moving on. Alex, I mean, has there been anything of significance going on in Sixers land?
I'm hearing James Harden might be returning next week at Houston.
What about Maxi? What about Maxi?
There's nothing yet on him.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so I think you guys definitely need to get those two guys back. Guys, let's be honest.
And
You guys are not making you guys are not like making any sort of run if you guys aren't getting if you aren't getting those two guys back and healthy. Because as good as Embiid is, he can't do it all by himself. You guys desperately need those two guys back.
Tobias left the last game, due to sickness.
Oh, okay, that's unfortunate.
So I'm not sure what the lineup is going to be like for the Memphis game tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, do you have anything else like you wanted to say about the Sixers?
I'm just hoping for the best and hope that everyone gets healthy and starts the streak of winning games
Yeah.
and not fall behind too
Yeah.
much.
You guys are only a half a game above us. You guys are only half a game above us. You're
Yeah.
only one game better than us in the loss column. So with how good the Nets have been looking at right now, looking right now, like you guys better get your action at pass. Now, thankfully, your schedule does start to line up. I mean, you do have the Grizzlies on the road, so that's probably a loss. But then after that, your schedule does line up. You got the Rockets, that should be a win. Lakers at home, that should be a win. Hornets at home, that should be a win. I mean, the Kings have been better this season, but still, you're at home, so that should be a win. The only two games like I could see you guys dropping is the Warriors and maybe the Raptors. Again,
Hmm.
maybe the Kings pull off the upset, but I don't know. So yeah, once you
How
got
about
oh,
how
so
about how about the Pelicans?
wait, when you guys play the Pelicans, you don't
The
play them until the end of
30th.
yeah. That's on the road, so I'll say that's a loss. If you
Hmm.
guys are at home, maybe I'd give you guys the edge, but even then, I'd probably still favor the Pelicans in that game. All right, all right. That's all the time we have for NBA talk. I mean, Michael's. Ash, you guys want to take a couple minutes to talk college basketball?
Yeah. Um.
All right.
So
All right,
I got a couple.
all right. I'm gonna give you guys like a couple minutes to talk college basketball. Go ahead, take it away.
Okay. So this past Tuesday, number three ranked Virginia beat Michigan at Michigan. Uh, Reese Bakeman dropped 18 points for UVA, uh, and that was a big win for them. Um, Notre Dame beat 20. 20 ranked Michigan State. That was a big win for Notre Dame. I didn't see that one coming. Marquette is a team to look out for, especially seeing how their offense put up the number they did against Baylor, who is sixth in the country as of now. They went to win 96-70, and Indiana is another team to look out for, who is 7-0, as well as UConn. They are still undefeated. Number 17 ranked Duke is 7-2 on the season. They beat the Buckeyes 81-72. And I'm really interested to see how they do the next couple of games. And especially there's something wrong with North Carolina. I just think that they are not in the best situation as of now. Losing to Indiana really makes it hard for college basketball fans like myself to know that they are a really talented team, but they still are. But you can't lose to Indiana. But to having the ability to win games, you had to step it up and beat Indiana, although they were unbeaten. But it definitely didn't go well for them, and that's a loss when you look into the seedings for the NCAA tournament once March hits. And I just think that North Carolina is a team to keep an eye on, to see if they drop any in the top 25. But what's really interesting is the Marquette win against Baylor. Baylor is a solid team, and I just feel like Baylor didn't have what it took that game, and Marquette just ran over them. And it's definitely going to be a very interesting couple of months, especially seeing all these upsets. And got anything, Michael?
Michael, move your finger. Michael, I can't really hear you.
For me, college basketball, like, it's very
Go
crazy.
ahead. That's better. Go ahead.
You literally have upsets up and down the wall. I think I was looking at the thing. The odds-on favorite to win it all is probably Houston. Also, I could see Duke making a good run because we're more of a end of the season type of team. We like to do well. I think Purdue is probably going to. They have that 7-foot center that can play, that has good inside, outside game, good both. Who's the center called?
Purdue is still undefeated.
No, who's their center?
Oh, Zach Edey.
Zach Edey, who I think could probably be a top 10 draft pick in this. Adam, he has a great wingspan. He's 7 foot with a 7'6" wingspan. And I also like Darius Whitehead. Reich Whitehead, who's a decent option for Duke, who could be a top 20 draft pick, in my opinion. You also have John Sawyer's first year coaching Duke. So you have that. You have Jeremy Roach, who's going to his junior year for basketball this year. And want to see what they can do building around him. But when you're a new coach for a new team, new organization that's known for winning, like Duke basketball, pressure's on you because you have probably not one, but probably the greatest college coach ever coached a game of basketball. Coach again. Without doubt, it's probably the greatest basketball coach of all time besides John Wood. Ain't that the truth? What's up, North Carolina, who has Davis, who's a good coach, took him in his first year. He took him straight to March Madness tournament. To the NCAA. But I believe that this team college basketball winning all that. You know what I'm saying? Adams, but
what?
Okay.
Okay.
I think college basketball is exciting. Fun. That's why I got it.
You guys done talking college basketball?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, because how's Rutgers doing right now? I haven't really been checking up on them that much.
Oh, speaking of them, they got a big time matchup against Indiana, who is
I
7-0.
just saw they're 5-2 right now, and they face Indiana. Then they face Ohio State after that, so their schedule gets a lot tougher. I mean, we all know they were gonna take a step back that they would have to find someone to replace them. Um, oh, I'm already Ron Harper Jr. There we go. We knew they were gonna have to find someone to play Ron Harper Jr. I mean, hey, Cam Spencer has been playing really nice for them. He's really stepped it up, but he's a senior, so he's gonna be gone. Likely gonna be gone after next year. Clifford Omiro, who's a junior, is currently leading the team in points. He's been that big center that's really taken a step up for them. But so they have had guys step up in his absence, but yeah, it's for this team to potentially sneak it into into March Madness, they're gonna have to have some more guys step up. It's gonna be very interesting to see how the Strucker season plays out.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, you know what time it is. It is time right now for our bets of the episode. So recap episode, guys, I made a massive, massive, massive mistake. I made a massive, massive mistake last time when I did my bet. You guys want to hear what it is?
Yes.
I took the Devils over the Rangers on the money line. I should have taken them on the puck line. That was my big mistake. I would have made so many more points. I should have known. They got down. They got down early. Rangers scored 2 goals early, but then they came out of nowhere. They blow the door wide open, and they score all these goals, and they end up winning the 5-3. I should have knew. I should have said, the Rangers aren't that have taken a step back this year. Those are on fire. I should have hammered them on the -1.5 puck line spread. I would have made that much more points. And the Nets beat the Magic, so I would have made that much more points. So that is my big mistake. That was the awful, awful mistake I made. Go ahead, Michael. I can't hear you. Michael, get your mic in order. Mike, get your mic in order. We still can't hear you. My God. Again, we still can't hear you. I'm not even gonna. I give up. I give up.
Can you hear me now, my boy?
Yeah, there we go. Now I can hear you.
Yo, you won your last parlay. What are you complaining about?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. I won, but I, to quote the meme, I've won, but at what cost? All right, but guys, I mean Marcellus was bad. He had the Knicks over Pistons. Sam went head to head. He took the Magic over the Nets, so that ruined his parlay. He took the Bucks over Knicks, but he chose the Magic. Fool, he took the Magic over the Nets like the fool he is, because he hates the Nets so much and he hates Kevin Durant so much. So he let his hatred blind him. So he takes a massive, massive L there. So that's neither here nor there. So he loses his bet. And guys, I think we need to give Alex a heat check. Alex has won his third straight 3-game parlay.
Yeah, no.
What?
That
That's the thing, guys. That's the thing, guys. We were talking about in our group chat, Michael. You've come out with some pretty heavy accusations towards Alex. So, Michael, you want to testify right now?
Alex and I have put bets for years since my college. He's never beat me in bets. If he does beat me, he beats one bet, but he doesn't win 3 bets in a row. Something says.
So are you accusing him of cheating?
If the shoe fits.
So Michael, so basically, Michael's accusing. So Alex, Mike is accusing you. We all know you've cheated in the past. So Alex, do you have anything to say here?
I am not. It's coming from my own mind, and I'm picking what I pick.
Okay. And you also, did you want to show your latest message to Eli? Show it live on the podcast.
Yes.
Go ahead, show it. So please have something so I guess he said how to help you fix it's not crazy. Your fathers are all very clear. All right, so Michael, there it is. What more proof do you need? What more evidence do you need?
It's Eli. You know what they say? You can't trust people in analytics. They lie.
So all right, Michael. If he trust me, you know me. When Alex, you'd agree, right? When we found out you were cheating, I not come down with a pretty severe punishment.
Yep.
Yeah, I took away half your points for the rest of the season. Like I came down with the hammer. You think if I honestly thought that this dude was cheating again, that I'd be laying up easy? No, he provided evidence. So really, Michael, like unless you have some more evidence, I can't really put much stake in your claim.
And I'll have Eli back on uh next episode or the episode after that, so he can uh get this done.
I really hope it doesn't get to that point because I said for I believe you. Michael, do you have any more? Do you have any evidence to support? Back to the thing, Michael. Do you have any evidence like to prove that Alex is cheating? Okay. All right. All right. All right. How about this? How about this? Let's take a vote. Let's take a vote right now. Who here thinks Alex is cheating? Raise your hand. Who thinks Alex is not cheating? Raise your hand. All right. So we'll ask Sandra. We'll get his thoughts. I'll ask him tomorrow. And we'll get his thoughts on next episode. We'll get his thoughts on next episode.
Frank, bitch.
All right.
Adam.
Well, no, we'll revisit this episode because
Wait, Adam.
this trial
Adam.
is good. This
Wait,
trial is gonna be very
Wait,
interesting.
Adam.
Yeah,
Big Mike said Frank bitch.
he said prank bitch. So you're dropping your charges. Are you dropping your
I know he-
prosecution? All right. We'll still ask Sam tomorrow just as a joke. All right. That's the end of the trial. Let's just get the rest of the standings in here. So let's just go through the rest of the standings. Marcellus, we now have a kind of a four-way tie for first place right now, believe it or not, guys. Marcellus is in first place, 20-29 record. 257.66 points for 5 stars. Stands in second place. Ace 21-30 record. 293.04 points for 5 stars. Michael has 5 stars as well. 20-30 record. 302.77 points for 5 stars. And Alex has 5 stars as well. 17-34 record. 327.72 points, and I'm in last place, 17-34 points. No, so 17-34 record, 364.68 points for no stars. All right, it's getting late, and my laptop's running low on battery, so let's make this quick here. Guys, here, you know what? I said before, my big mistake last episode was I didn't go all in. I really did not go all in here. So I'm probably gonna regretting this, but I think for the first time like in a while, I've got a 3-game parlay cooking. Are you guys ready to hear this? You guys ready?
Yep.
All right, here's my first bet. I'm going to challenge a little someone on this podcast to go head-to-head with me. He probably won't, and if he doesn't, I won't blame him because his team is his team is trash. They've come back down to earth after a hot start. I'm taking the New Jersey Devils over the Flyers on a money line. That's my first bet. My second bet. I am gonna take Team USA over Netherlands in the World Cup. I'm going to take USA to advance to the next round. So that's my second bet. And here's my third bet. I got to do a football, baby. It's a must-win game for my team. I got to do it. I'm going to take the New York Giants over the Guardians. There is my 3-game parlay.
Wait, you just said the Guardians. You mean the Commanders?
Oh, Commanders. How did I get the two mixed up? At least I didn't say their other name. At least I didn't say their other name.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least I didn't say that because at least I didn't say that because I did. I would have gotten canceled.
You just said Redskins.
I said at least I didn't say that because if I did, I would have gotten canceled.
And what's the former team name of the Washington Commanders?
The former team name of the Washington Commanders, the Washington football team.
All right, Alex, what's your bet, pussy?
Alex, what's your bet?
I am doing a 3-game parlay.
As usual, because he's no cheating.
As usual. All right. Alex should really be going for record at this point. Like, he already leads us in points, so I really think he should be focusing on improving his record. But hey, you do you, Alex. Go ahead.
So I'm going to do Indiana money line over Rutgers.
All right, over Rutgers. That's basketball, right? Yeah, football season
Yeah.
for Rutgers, so yeah.
And Marquette money line over Wisconsin.
All right.
And
Send me Marquette so that way I can spell them out.
Okay.
Once you're done. And your last
And
one.
Vikings money line against the Jets.
Vikings over Jets money line. Okay. All right. What are we doing for Sam? Did you want me to text Sam for his bet?
Give Pelicans money line.
All right. Let's have this for final sleep. Let's punish Sam by giving him a bad bet. How about this? No. For Sam falling asleep on us, let's punish him by giving him a bad bet.
I got him a bad bet. Hold up. Magic over Cavaliers.
Hold on, no, let me think of something. Let me think of something really bad here.
Take my bet. Magic over Cavaliers. The Magic is the worst team in the East.
Yeah, you also do that. How about this? How about this? We'll give them Pelicans money line, and we'll give them Magic money line. Pelicans over Spurs money line. Over Spurs money line, and Magic over Cavaliers money line. There we go. All right, Mark. All right, Marcel. Do Marcellus's bet for us.
Knicks money line.
You give him Knicks money line, or hold on. Let me plug in my computer for a second because it's about to die. I don't want our recording to get interrupted. But you said Knicks money line, right, for Marcellus, right, Michael? Or did you have something else for him?
Knicks and Duke money line.
Knicks and Duke money line. Okay. Hold on a second here. All right, so he's taking Knicks and Duke money line. All right, Michael Cunningham. Last up, go ahead. I forgot to mention this. Michael's bet for last episode got voided. He gets an NA because Donovan Mitchell got hurt mid game, so he took him to score over 25 points or more. So don't worry, Michael. We're voiding that bet, and now you get 2 bets for this episode. Go ahead. And this is 2 separate bets. So just so you know, just make sure you specify like which bets you're choosing.
First 2 bets.
All right, so give us your first bet. All right, we can't really hear you, but go ahead, continue.
Duke versus Boston College.
All right. So Duke over Boston College. That's 1. Go ahead.
Hold on, give me a second. I'm gonna have the Mavs. I'm gonna have Luka score 25 points.
All right, Luka score 25 or more. Gotcha.
Oh wait, over 5 assists or more. 5 assists or more.
Okay, Luka 5. Okay, so are you doing points for Luka or just assists?
20 points or more. 5 over 5 assists.
All right, so Luka Doncic 5 assists or more. Gotcha.
20 points or more.
And who else?
Luka having 20 points or more.
Okay, so Luka 20 points and 5 assists. All right, gotcha.
Got my Duke, right?
Yeah. So that wraps up your first bet, and now you get to do your second bet.
4, remember?
So Luka Doncic 20 points and 5 assists. All right, now you get started on your second bet. Go ahead.
Since Georgia's number 1. Oh. Georgia over LSU tomorrow in Georgia.
All right, are you doing spread or money line?
Do money line for Georgia for this game.
Over LSU money line. Gotcha. Is that basketball or football?
Football. Alex, go head to head with me for college football that week. Georgia versus LSU.
What is the line for that game, by the way?
Alex, go head to head with me. I dare you.
Nope. Already picked my 3.
Yeah, you already picked this thing. But I mean, here's the thing: you're taking them on the money line. You're not going to make that many points, Michael.
They're both top 25 teams.
Here's the thing, though: on the spread right now they're minus 900, so you're not going to make that much money.
Spread ain't gonna cover.
If you want to take the money line, be my guest. I'm just letting you know. I mean, the spread isn't that much better because it's 17.5. I'm not 100% sure they could cover that. All right, so yeah, just do money line. Just make sure you back it up with some like nice stuff. All right, go ahead. That's your first one. Go ahead. What?
1 second, Parker. You know I hate this team with a passion. I'm gonna take the Eagles over the Titans.
Eagles over Titans. All right.
I need them.
Okay. You got Eagles over Titans money line. All right. Here's your last one.
We at home this week against the Colts.
Oh yeah, you better take that. You better take. What's the spread on that? What's the spread on that?
Oh, easy.
Yeah, that's right. I think you guys play the Colts. Dallas only 10.5. Micah, you gotta smash that. All right, yeah, Micah, you better smash that. Colts over Cowboys 10.5. You better smash that. They're gonna win by at least 2. Wait, it's at home too. Oh yeah, they're winning by at least 2 touchdowns. All right. All right, guys. That's all for our bets. That's all for this episode, guys. Are you guys enjoying your stuff to your holiday season? I am. I've been listening to a lot of Christmas music, and I just recently, me and Mom, we watched the lighting of the Rockefeller Center tree.
You said you were busy to watch it, did you? Fuck you.
I DVR'd it, and I watched it with my mother. I DVR'd it.
I asked her to watch it with you.
Yeah, Michael's so insulted because I chose my own mother over him. Wow.
Hey, you could have asked me to come with you, did you?
Yeah. Yeah, Michael, don't feel so because I chose maybe one of like I chose like maybe one of a handful of people like that to watch that thing over you with. There are only a handful of people. There are only a handful of people above you on my list, Michael. So be grateful. There aren't that many.
I should be your number one best friend. That's me.
Okay.
Frank, bitch.
Okay. I love you too, you big old teddy bear. But the tree is gorgeous this year. It's gorgeous. I mean, it's really bright and red. You guys know how much I love red. I mean, the set was gorgeous too. I mean, I mean, the parade this year and the tree laying are two. I mean, they've always been solid, but this year they've just been so good. Like this is the best state both of them have been in a while. So yeah, shout out to all the guys that put those two on the Thanksgiving parade and the tree light. Both of them were fantastic this year. They did an amazing job. All right, guys. Any final thoughts? Alex, you want to have any final thoughts from you? Disappointed.
I was just quiet.
I got one final thought.
Go ahead.
11-1. Here we come.
All right. Here's my final thought. 8-4. Here we come. Playoffs. Here we come. Okay. All right. I think it's time we wrap up the show right now. That's it. This is episode 127 of the Gay Gam Podcast. Yours truly, and Grassani, Michael Cunningham, and outfielder. Like you heard, be sure to leave a like and follow or subscribe to the podcast. Also, enjoy the conversation. Leave a comment to YouTube. Reach out to social media. We feature at the same in future episodes of Married Friends. Don't shoot reviews, just fans. You can manage your world, believe it, and dive in. See you next time, and until then, stay lit.